Hi there everyone, this is Jed Schlackman, and in this video I'll be speaking about holistic, alternative, and mind-body healing resources for recovery from infectious illnesses and also from adverse reactions to vaccinations. To begin this, I'll start with the disclaimer that this video is provided for educational purposes and is not intended to provide diagnosis or treatment for any medical concerns or to replace medical care from qualified professionals. So anyone with medical concerns who's in need of diagnosis or treatment is encouraged to consult with their trusted healthcare providers for those services. This video is, as I said, for educational purposes. It's based on my investigations, my personal research and experiences, so it's not intended to provide the same service that a physician that you're seeing would provide for you. Now we're ready to get into the topic. Most of us who are viewing this have experienced some form of infectious illness in our lives and have received vaccinations for multiple types of infections. So that would apply to most of the audience who are viewing this. And most of the time, people recover from an infection and get back to feeling like their regular self. But that is certainly not always the case. And with vaccinations, there can also be some lasting adverse effects in a portion of the population. In both cases, the body has been subjected to a substantial stress and failed to regain equilibrium or failed to restore its original functioning. If we think about what a vaccination or immunization shot is, it's something that's intended to stimulate the immune system to effectively respond to and neutralize some form of microorganism. So there's going to be some similarities between the adverse long-term effects of an infection and adverse long-term effects of vaccines, since in some cases the body won't handle those shots properly, just as sometimes it's not able to recover fully from an infection. In this particular video segment, I will discuss a holistic perspective, thus a holistic spectrum of resources that can help with recovering wellness. First, when we experience any adverse or unpleasant situation with our health or any aspect of life, it helps to have a positive outlook that accepts the experience and sees it as contributing in some way to one's personal growth or evolution, rather than feeling like a victim. Therefore, being non-resistant to the state of illness is a valuable initial step to enabling the recovery process. So our psychological state and attitude have a very significant effect upon how our physical body is responding and handling things. Most of you are familiar with the placebo effect and perhaps the nocebo effect, how our mind can either facilitate healing or interfere with healing. So we want to start out with that consciousness aspect of the recovery process, maintaining a suitable state of consciousness or a positive fundamental belief about our ability to heal and the likelihood that we will recover and become well. Next, we can consider the biophysics perspective, or energetic perspective, you might say, or quantum physics, that the physical body is like a hologram, a projection of light/energy and information. What's happening physiologically and biochemically is governed by the energy field and subconscious information state of one's being. The consciousness and energy can rapidly change what is happening on the physical level. Many people can experience the same apparent stressor in their life, but each processes it differently. So if we only look at things from a material perspective, we would miss out on the key role that the energetic and psychological levels are playing in what is manifesting. We can use energy medicine and energy psychology therapies to foster those shifts in the energy and information field. And this is why people who practice these modalities often find that people are recovering or having great healing progress when they previously tried some more physical or material level interventions that weren't working for them. Things such as Reiki, therapeutic touch, acupuncture, sound therapy, light therapy, DNA activation, regenetics, NET, EFT, NMT, the emotion codes, Psych-K, and EMDR are some examples of therapies that work on those levels, dealing with the energy system, the information processing system, and consciousness. We can also use meditation and hypnosis to help us connect with our subconscious level of awareness, to help recognize and release anything that is disrupting our natural self-healing and self-balancing capacity. States of illness are not random. They have some cause, and that cause may vary from one person to another, even if those individuals have the same symptoms or diagnosis. For those that doubt the ability to heal or recover from any particular illness, any condition or injury, I would encourage you to observe nature, to look at different forms of plant and animal life, and see how they can quickly regrow and regenerate. You can take a portion of a leaf from certain plant species and you put that leaf in water or in the soil, and in a short period of time it could actually regrow a whole plant. So just that small part or portion of the organism is connected to the field of information from which the whole organism can be regrown or regenerated. And that capacity exists within us as human beings as well. However, there are different factors or different variables in play that can interfere with that healing or regeneration process. And much of that is in our deepest subconscious beliefs. It could also be things that are in some way disrupting the energy system of our body or disrupting biochemical pathways in our body. So if we're exposed to certain forms of toxins and pollution, if we're in certain types of disruptive energy fields, those things can interfere with healing as well. Energy technologies such as red light therapy devices, PEMF, that's pulsed electromagnetic field devices, and microcurrent devices are examples of some things that can help the body's energy flow and help support healing. Physiologically, we tend to have illnesses when our self-maintenance systems are disrupted or overstressed. We may become deficient in nutrients, overloaded with toxins and metabolic waste. There may be a buildup of pathogenic microbes and an elevated immune response, such as inflammation. And that inflammation actually is what produces many of the unpleasant symptoms that we experience when we have an illness. So it's not just the presence of some bacteria or virus or organism in your body that's causing you to feel sick. It's actually your body being alerted and reacting to that. It's the reaction that creates the symptoms. So the body, in a sense, is really using its resources to do what it perceives or feels is best in a difficult or stressful situation. Your body is trying to protect itself and to survive. It's not intending to harm you or kill you. It's really doing what it can in its self-defense or its desire to maintain its equilibrium in some way. There are some types of supplements that can help us with the healing or recovery process. In particular, when we've been recovering or overcoming infectious illnesses or effects from vaccines, which in a sense are often our overstimulated immune system that's gotten stuck in some form of chronic activation. So let's consider what some of those particular supplements are that can help us. There are some antimicrobial, antifungal, and anti-parasitic herbs that can be useful when we have a buildup, an excess amount of bacteria, viruses, parasites, and fungus in our body. Another type of supplement is antioxidants. Most people are familiar with vitamin C being a vitamin antioxidant. And antioxidants can help clear out pollutants and waste products from the body. They help us remove what are called free radicals, which are compounds created through oxidation processes in the body. There are select minerals and vitamins which can help remove toxic metals. One of the concerns people have frequently about vaccines is that they have metallic preservatives in them. So if your body isn't able to clear those out, those can build up and become toxic. And there are certain minerals and vitamins and compounds that can help our body with clearing out the heavy metals. Some very good sources of nutrients include fresh fruits and vegetables. Some seaweeds and algae are very nutrient dense. There are supplements such as fulvic and humic mineral solutions. Those have obviously minerals in them that can help our body rebalance itself. Another important aspect of our body's functioning is the mitochondria, which are the energy centers in our cells, and different forms of stress and pollution can start to damage those, and so then our body isn't able to generate as much energy as it otherwise would, and that creates sort of a domino effect of breakdown. So if we can nourish our mitochondria through our diet and certain supplements, that can be beneficial. There's a particular supplement that I've become familiar with, which is very specifically designed for supporting mitochondria, and that's the Mito Restore supplement. Anyone interested in that can go to moremito.com and learn about that. That uses different plant oils and herbal extracts to help give our mitochondria a boost at repairing and regenerating themselves. Another interesting supplement product that I'm familiar with to help the body kind of repair and rejuvenate itself is Nanosoma. And this works in sort of a homeopathic type way, where there's a very tiny amount of a particular compound in a water solution. Nanosoma is made from polycosanol, and that's a plant compound which is actually historically used for lowering cholesterol, but in this particular form it can play many other roles in the body, and you can research that online as well. I have a link about it in the links page on my website. Another type of supplement that can help clear out buildup of certain types of toxins in the body is zeolites. And zeolites function by their electrical properties and how they can attach to a toxic compound in the body. And so they attach to it and hold on to it until it's eliminated from the body. One of the more widely known and well-regarded zeolite products on the market currently is something called Pure Body Extra. So that's something else you can research more online. And as I mentioned, these different types of supplements, be aware that we're all unique and individual and at different states in our process of health or recovering from illnesses, and not everything is going to work ideally for every person in every context. So it's something you would want to research more and discuss and explore with knowledgeable professionals to see what may or may not help you at a particular time that you're dealing with a health concern. Things kind of have to go through a methodical process where you may need to do certain things before other things. And in terms of detoxification, that is a very important principle, as if you try to clear out toxins too quickly, you often end up releasing them from tissues in your body but then not eliminating them, and they end up getting reabsorbed and even affecting other parts of your body. So it can be a tricky process where you need to be rather mindful of how you approach it and do things in a step-by-step methodical type of way rather than rushing into it. That's something to consider with different types of diets and juicing and fasting, things of that nature. Something that might seem to help a lot of people could actually be harmful for someone else because they're not in the appropriate state to go through a particular process or to handle a particular supplement. And that brings us into some other types of supplements or things people might use for recovering from illnesses. Chlorine dioxide is an oxidizing compound, and it's been found in some research to be very effective at neutralizing many types of pathogens. It's been used as a disinfectant type of product, and it's been controversial in terms of being used as something that people take internally. So I encourage you to research that to understand what concentrations of that could be safe and what's not. It's not a one-size-fits-all type of thing. So research that and consider that as one of many alternatives out there. Another supplement that's become rather popular is NAC, N-acetylcysteine. This is an amino acid supplement, and NAC is a precursor to the master antioxidant glutathione. That's something our body naturally produces, and NAC is a precursor, something that's used to produce glutathione. Vitamin D3 in particular, combined with vitamin K2, is very valuable for balancing the immune system. It also helps ensure that certain minerals are used properly in the body. So if you're using magnesium and calcium and boron, those particular minerals, the vitamin K2 and D3 combination will help those work more effectively. Grapeseed extract and pine bark extract are another couple of antioxidant supplements that many people find valuable. Another major antioxidant type product is astaxanthin, and that's a red colored pigment that you'll find in certain types of seafoods, and it's in particular types of marine algae. So if you're a plant-based person or vegan and you want to get it from the algae source, you can do that. There's the B vitamin niacin, which is often used in detoxification protocols. And one reason that is very useful is it helps increase blood flow to our capillaries, which are the very small blood vessels in our body that exist near the skin and the extremities. And that helps the body be able to flush out toxins if they've been stuck in certain tissues. Niacin is a supplement that can actually make your skin turn red, or flush they call it, if you take it in its most basic form. So you can take it in that form, or you can take it in a non-flush form, but the non-flush form may not be as effective for certain purposes. There are also people that are combining niacin with sweat protocols using saunas. So you get the blood circulating in your skin, and then you do some sauna and exercise to get yourself sweating so that any toxins that have been released from the tissues can be sweated out. So if you can tolerate the heat, the sweating, and so on, that can be a useful way to clear any type of toxic buildup from the body. And that's something that's been used for a long time. Another supplement is probiotics, which balance the digestive system, and that's in a way part of our immune system. Our body's ability to absorb nutrients and eliminate waste is important, and if we don't have a good balance of bacteria in the digestive system, the body can struggle with that. Another important type of supplement is enzymes, in particular the proteolytic, the protein processing enzymes, and those are helpful because they can break down some harmful growths in our body. They can break up blood clots. They can speed up repair of tissues in the body. That includes enzymes like bromelain from pineapple, papain from papayas. Another important enzyme for breaking up blood clots is nattokinase. That's something that comes from natto, from the fermented soy product. So that's useful to be aware of that. If your body is forming too many clots as a result of some type of immune reaction to something, then blood thinners are a medical treatment, but there's also the more natural over-the-counter type of blood thinners that break up blood clots, and if you're in need of those, that's something to consider. I want to reiterate that the spiritual, psychological, emotional part of healing is really kind of a foundation. There are many different biochemical treatments and supplements and diets and all of that that are often helpful. But in order for those to work optimally, we would ideally have the adequate state of consciousness and state of energy flow within our system. Everything really depends on energy. If there's no energy coming into a cell in your body, it doesn't matter what you might have eaten or what drug you might have taken, nothing's going to restore your health because there's no life force. So be aware of your life force, your state of consciousness, your mindset about yourself, about life, about healing, and everything else is kind of like icing on the cake. You have the power for self-healing and self-regeneration. Believe in yourself and life. I hope that this particular video has been useful and helpful for at least some of you, hopefully all of you. And for those that are interested in holistic health and wellness, I invite you to visit my website, which is phinsights.com. That's phinsights.com. For now, I'd like to wish everyone a wonderful day. Namaste.